Alright everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome back to the Redgate-Large channel, and today we are going to be doing my Premier League team of the season. It might be a little bit late. I know a lot of people have already spoken about those. Gary Neville's spoken, so has Jamie Carragher. So the big two have spoken about it. But now it's time for the third and final person you wanted to hear about, which is me. We will be talking about the Premier League team of the season. So if you are new, be sure to hit that like button, smash subscribe, and make sure that the notification bell is on so that you keep up to date with everything I am doing. So we will take a quick look at the Premier League team of the season, and I'm currently using Sky Sports' maker thing, which they've come out with, which is pretty handy for us guys. So as you can see, you get to choose your formation. I think I'm just going to go with a 4-3-3, make it nice and easy for myself. No complications, 4-3-3 it is. So, in goal, there are the five nominees: Emi Martinez, Nick Pope, Eduard Mendy, Kasper Schmeichel and Ederson. And I don't think we can give it to Nick Pope. Burnley haven't finished very high in the season this year. And same with Emi Martinez. He's got a lot of clean sheets under his belt. 14-15, I believe, by the end of the season. And so I think it is between Eduard Mendy, Kasper Schmeichel and Ederson. And I'm really just going to pick this one off the keeper I have seen play the most, and that is Eduard Mendy. Whereas Kasper Schmeichel and Ederson have both been important, I think maybe not for Schmeichel as much, but definitely for Ederson. I think if they didn't have the goalkeeper in goal, I still think Manchester City would have done a good job. Eduard Mendy's come into this Chelsea side and revolutionised Chelsea's defence and made it so much stronger, and that's why he's gone in for me. I know obviously I've got a slight Chelsea bias here, but that is why he's going in for me. He's a fantastic shot stopper and I've been well impressed with him this season. Ederson, close second for me, and I'd probably give Emi Martinez in third if I had to choose a top three, but there we are, I've chosen it. So we're going with Eduard Mendy to start off in goal. At right back now, so we've got all the defenders listed here. I'm not going to read through them all. You can see them on the screen for you now. If I give them a quick scroll through, there is a lot of good defensive options to give here. At right back, so the options realistically for right back are Reece James, João Cancelo and Vladimir Coufal. Those are really the three fullbacks. Oh, and James Justin, my apologies. So those are really the four right backs you can choose from. I'm going to rule out James Justin. I know he was fantastic for Leicester at the beginning of the season, but unfortunately he did get injured, and it was pretty much, 3/4 of the way through, maybe 2/3 of the way through the season. And I can't justify giving him that, knowing that the other three have played pretty much a full season and been nothing short of fantastic, all three of them. So that's why James Justin is out. And then for me, Reece James has been consistent, but he has been dropped out of the team a couple of times for Callum Hudson-Odoi and for Azpilicueta. So I'm going to drop him out, and then it falls down to João Cancelo and Vladimir Coufal. Coufal obviously came into this league, very, very good debut season for Vladimir Coufal, really shown how much of a fantastic signing he can be for West Ham, and João Cancelo has finally managed to get his way in this Manchester City team and actually play across the back. He's been playing in right midfield at some points as well, and I actually think I'm going to put Vladimir Coufal in at right back. I was going into this thinking I'll put Cancelo in, but with the quality of team that Cancelo has around him and the fact that he's been playing everywhere, I cannot justify putting him in over Coufal, who has been literally nothing short of sensational the whole time he has been at West Ham United. Then we will move on to the centre-back partnership. Obviously, that is a massive shout-out to Cancelo, and that shouldn't be a reason why I should not put him in the team. But if we're looking directly at positions, who has played best at right-back, it has been Coufal. He's been a better player, and unfortunately, there is nothing for me to accommodate that for Cancelo, because he has been the better player. Moving on to centre-halves, we've got Gabriel. No. Konza's been very good this season. Ben Godfrey as well, and the two Fulham defenders have been nothing short fantastic for them both as well. Wesley Farfaner, Johnny Evans, John Stones, Ruben Diaz, Harry Maguire and Connor Cody are the options here. And I think this is a pretty straightforward one for me. In the first position, we are going to go with Leicester City's Wesley Farfaner. He is only 21 years old and he has simply been sensational for Leicester City. I think he's 21, he might only be 20. He is a very, very young lad. He's younger than me, and what a player he has been. You know, he's part of the reason Leicester was successful in the FA Cup final, and part of the reason Leicester have been so successful this season as well. So that's why he goes into my team. Then moving on into the other centre-back role, I don't think you can not choose this man. It's a very straightforward one. I'm hovering over him now. Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz, a great introduction to life in England. Really solidified, that's the word, the defence of Manchester City this season, and nothing short of breathtaking at times as well, which is credit to Ruben Diaz. He has been some player this season and probably one of the signings of the season, if you ask me. Left back. Again, for me, this is another really straightforward one. I can see Matt Targett's in there. He's had a good season. Lucas Digne, I mean, he's had a decent season. James Justin, you could argue he could play over there. Cancelo, again, you can argue he can play over there. But I think there's only one winner realistically, and that is Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw for Manchester United this season. It's been like the player we expected him to become and the player we wanted him to become as England fans and as football fans. This season, he has been really, really fantastic for Manchester United and deserves a place in this team. Moving on, we have three central midfielders in this team, and I think this is going to be probably one of the hardest decisions I am going to make. Obviously, there will be a little bit of Chelsea bias, so I will get that out of the way straight away. Mason Mount, of course, has to be in my team of the season. What a player this young man is. He is going to be a future England and Chelsea captain, provided he doesn't move away from Chelsea. But he's had such a phenomenal season for Chelsea. He has been the star player, and I know people look at goals and assists and be like, Mount hasn't contributed that much. Mason Mount is so much more than goals and assists, and that's why he goes into my team. And I don't think there's really been a better all-round midfielder this season than Mason Mount. Moving on to the next centre mid position. Now, this is where it gets difficult because straight in my mind, I have, well, considering Diogo Jota is in the midfielders list, that gives me a few more problems and a few more difficult decisions to be made. Damn, that's really annoying that he's in the midfielders list. Same with Harvey Barnes, actually, in the midfielders list. So I'll run through some of the players that I'm thinking about at this current moment in time. Diogo Jota is one of them. Had a fantastic season for Liverpool. Really, really been influential. Unfortunately, has got injured towards the back end of the season. Diogo Jota, definitely in there. Kevin De Bruyne has to be up there. Phil Foden has to be up there. Ilkay Gundogan absolutely has to be in there. Bruno Fernandez has to be in there. Jesse Lingard has to be in there. Thomas Souček has to be in there. And so does Declan Rice. All of them have had fantastic seasons this season. And my question is how do we look at this? How do we gauge who has had the better season? Because in my opinion, obviously, Mason Mount was an easy one for me. He has to be in my team of the season because it's my team of the season. It's who have played the best for me. And Mason Mount, I've watched him literally every single week and he's been nothing short of sensational. On the other hand, Thomas Souček had a blistering start to the season. Hasn't been as good. Flipping that, Jesse Lingard has had a blistering end to the season, but didn't play at the beginning. And I think that's why I'm going to take out those two players specifically. Because Jesse Lingard, don't get me wrong, was fantastic. But if you know on FIFA, there is player moments. I think he would be more of a moments team of the season player. He's had his moment. He's been fantastic for 3-4 months towards the end. But across the course of the season, I can't justify putting him in my team. And Souček as well. Souček was very, very close though. He's been more consistent throughout the whole season. Obviously, you don't expect him to get the goals, but the goals are tremendous for a player such as Thomas Souček. Declan Rice as well. Declan Rice is a hard one because I'm really impressed with Declan Rice this season. But with the class of those Manchester City players, I can't. We've got something like 8 players trying to go into 2 positions now. So I can't justify putting him in there. Bruno Fernandez, what a player he has been this season. He has been simply fantastic all season long. And that is the same with Kevin De Bruyne. And my argument is, who has been better out of Kevin De Bruyne and Ilkay Gundogan? Who has been better? Because Ilkay Gundogan has come up with so many needed goals for Manchester City. De Bruyne has been injured a little bit as well. Stick Bruno Fernandez in, or Bruno Fernandez if people want to call him that. Stick him in the team. I think that'll be decent for him. I think that's just. I don't think you can have it without. I've just had to check the stats on Kevin De Bruyne and Ilkay Gundogan to come to a conclusion because it is very close. And my argument is who has done better. And for this one, I think what I'm going to have to go is I'm going to have to go with the quality of player and the season they have had in comparison to the quality of player they had. Both players, don't get me wrong, Kevin De Bruyne, one of the best in the world, if not the best centre midfielder, attacking midfielder in the world. Ilkay Gundogan, a world-class player, but not one of the best in the world. And the reason I am giving this to Ilkay Gundogan is because of that huge step up he has made. The goals haven't been coming for Manchester City as easily this season, but he's managed to get himself 13 goals, which is Frank Lampard levels of numbers. So that's why he's gone into my team. Kevin De Bruyne, very, very, very honourable mention. And Yves Bissouma as well. I've been really impressed with him this season as well. Moving on to the strikers, and this is going to be another difficult one. So many people deserve to be in here. And, there we are. Diogo Jota has been chucked into the attackers bit as well, so I can use them, which is even better for me. I will get the completely obvious one out of the way and stick Harry Kane in there, because Harry Kane has to be in this team of the season. Doesn't matter who you support, Harry Kane has had, 13, 14, 15 assists, and he is up there with the top goal scorers. So he's got to be in this team of the season. Sensational. Where will he go in the summer? Who knows? We will have to wait and see, because he does want to leave Tottenham Hotspur. But one of my favourite players in this squad, and he is simply sensational. And, I say that with gritted teeth because he is a Tottenham Hotspur fan, but who knows where he will go in the summer. Then we move on to, I'm going to click on the right winger here, and I'm going to do it in terms of this is a right winger, so I'm not going to go for another striker, which does rule out Ollie Watkins, Patrick Bamford, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It rules those guys out, and Jamie Vardy, of course. For me, this player has been massively, massively disrespected, and his success in previous years has been the demise of him in the sense of in people's eyes, in his reputation in people's eyes, because he was so successful in that first season he came. And people need to give this man some more credit, and that man is Mohamed Salah. He needs more credit where credit is due, because Mohamed Salah is up there with one of the best Premier League wingers of all time. I'd potentially say the best Premier League winner of all time in terms of goal scoring. He is the best Premier League winger, and that is what we've got to take into terms here is Mo Salah set an unprecedented, fantastic season. How many players have hit 30 goals in a Premier League season? Not many, let alone from the right-hand side of midfield. Cristiano Ronaldo will tell you he's done the same. But that is exactly my point. Cristiano Ronaldo is not human. Mo Salah is a phenomenal player, and this season, very much back to his best in a Liverpool side that were questionable. Let's leave it with that. And the final position, again, this is a very difficult position for me. When I look at some of the nominees here, Jack Grealish, fantastic season for Jack Grealish. Very much up there with one of the best, like I said. Who did I just think of then? I just thought of someone then. Marcus Rashford isn't in this list of nominations. Huge. Loads of people putting him in his team. For me, nowhere near the team. Wilfried Zaha, back to his goal-scoring best as well. Maybe not his creative best, but goal-scoring best as well. Raheem Sterling hasn't been the greatest up to his standard, so he will not be going in my team. He's not going in my team. And Diogo Jota and Riyad Mahrez as well from these wide midfielders are definitely in with a shout. But I don't think you can go for anyone else. One of the nicest guys in football, Son Heung-min. That is my Premier League team of the season. Son Heung-min joins his strike partner in Harry Kane up front. Be intrigued to see where he goes, if he wants to leave, if he thinks all of a sudden, you know, Kane going, can Tottenham go anywhere? Because Son will want some trophies. He is one of the best, if not the best ever Asian footballer. So we'll have to wait and see. But what a player Heung-min Son is. Nothing short of sensational for the vast majority of this season. Much of the success which Tottenham have felt has come from Son Heung-min. And well, I say much of the success. There hasn't been much success. But what there has been, it's come from Son and it's come from Kane. And they've been two very, very important players. So there is my Premier League team of the season. That is it. That is it. You can look at it. I've tried to get it quite a nice spread using a lot of different teams. Probably one of the most spread ones. And of course, João Cancelo, for me, deserves to be in this team. But whether he was a better right back, right mid, left back, he's played everywhere. And that's why I can't quite put him in this team. So please don't hate me for missing out João Cancelo. I know you will anyway. But that does conclude today's video. I know it's a little bit different, maybe a little bit more rogue. A random day in terms of an upload, but thank you for watching, guys. Let us know in the comment section below who is your team of the season. Who do you think should be in my team, and who do you think I've got massively wrong? Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers!